So I don't really do these sort of videos anymore, but the Batman Part 2 is shaping up to be the most unexpected Batman film we'll see. Sebastian Stan isn't Harvey Dent? Scarlett Johansson is playing who? And will the Court of Owls appear? Well, we might have some answers. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to another That's Just Joe video. My name's Joe and that's about it, but that's not about it. I am in my gym clothes right now, not to go to the gym, not train like Robert Pattinson for the Batman, but it's really hot in the UK at the moment, so I needed some sweat-proof clothes, but I'm getting hot under the collar right now because there is some new information about the Batman Part 2 that has come out, and if true, this film is just, it's going to be so unexpected. Spoilers, just spoilers, like if you don't want to know anything about the Batman Part 2, if this is all real, then move away. And I just have to talk about this like I do, but if you don't want to know anything about the Batman Part 2, I would just go in case this is true. So as you can see, this post shared by DC Verso, but was initially posted by the moderator on DCU Leaks on Discord, I believe, or Reddit, or one of them, has posted some new information about the upcoming The Batman Part 2, one of the most anticipated superhero movies, not just for us nerds out there, but for general audiences. And this information's very, very interesting indeed. We had Sebastian Stan supposedly cast as Harvey Dent, but he could be Victor Zsasz, we were hearing, and Scarlett Johansson, the Mask of the Phantasm, and Charles Dance, the head of the Court of Owls. I mean, yeah, one of them might be true if this post is right. But let's read it anyway. So this is information from the set of the Batman Part 2. Just to be clear, they used code names on set, so some of this is speculation based on what I heard and saw. Scarlett Johansson is the main villain, a serial killer with an obsession with plants. She uses toxins, so I think she's a more realistic take on Poison Ivy. I really thought Reeves was going to keep away from these sort of supernatural villains, but what he's doing is taking them and making them realistic. I guess kind of similar to what Nolan did with Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins and the Dark Knight trilogy, and Bane, you know, with that special serum injected in him in the comics and everything, but instead it's the he's just a really strong guy. So I like what Reeves is doing here, is actually taking some supernatural villains and making them more grounded. And I can see this as a realistic take, to be honest. But the post doesn't just stop there. It goes on to say Stan plays a bold serial killer. So Snyder, Jeff Snyder, is probably right about him being Victor Zsasz. I mean, I'm a little gutted because I really liked the idea of Sebastian Stan being Harvey Dent. He did seem like the complete mirror image of Bruce Wayne, in terms of his looks and his sort of stature and all that. I was really looking forward to seeing that. But if he's Victor Zsasz, this is a very different role for Sebastian Stan. It really, really is. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what his take is. And it doesn't just stop there. It says Batman initially believes he is the killer, but it's actually Scarlett Johansson. So massive spoiler there. Like, massive spoiler. Like, it's going to be made out to be Victor Zsasz, but he actually figures out, oh, the toxins being used and everything is linked to, well, Poison Ivy by the looks of it. And she is targeting Gotham's elite, one of whom is played by Charles Dance, who leads a secret organisation made up of the city's most powerful figures. Now, that sounds like the Court of Owls to me. That really sounds like the Court of Owls. So I do think we're getting another sort of element of the Court of Owls in this one. We didn't really get it in Part 1, just a slight hint possibly. But it looks like Batman Part 2 is going to kind of build upon that. And if there is a Part 3, I'm sure that's going to be about the Court of Owls. So yeah, I'm like, whoa, I just keep getting thrown left and right about this movie. I just keep hearing different things over the last, well, since 2023, really, like since 2022, since the last film came out. It just keeps changing. And what sounds really interesting about Part 2 is that they are going in a totally different direction. It's not going to just be a copy of Part 1. Matt Reeves wants to take this version of Batman into a different area of the DC storylines and everything. He wants to do something different. He doesn't want to just do another murder investigation, and I like how he's utilizing the villains. Now, again, this might be fake. This might be absolutely fake. This could just be not true. And that's fine. But like I said, if this is true, and it does turn out to be true, I'm a little disappointed. I've read it, and, you know, I guess the twist is going to be Victor Zsasz isn't the killer, it's Scarlett Johansson's Poison Ivy. A little bit disappointed by that. But in terms of the casting of everyone in this, I like it. I'm really looking forward to see what Sebastian Stan does as Victor Zsasz, if that is the truth. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Scarlett Johansson does as Poison Ivy. I think it's really good casting, actually. The more I think about it, the more I like it. And I wonder what her relationship's going to be like with Charles Dance. I think maybe Charles Dance might be her father. Like, that would be interesting. That's been a rumour going around for quite a while. So yeah, I mean, we still don't know a lot about this film. Even with this information, if it is true, we actually don't know that much. Look, I just hope it's good. I hope it lives up to the hype. We've been waiting too long to return to Reeves's universe. And I hope we see more of it. Not just in film, but I think more TV shows. I'd love a Penguin season 2, but that might not be happening really. But Colin Farrell has said he's hardly in the Batman Part 2, so maybe there is more setup they can do with Penguin in a TV show. But the other rumour is there's a Poison Ivy TV show on the horizon based in the Reevesverse. So, you know, could that be after this? Could it continue to follow Scarlett Johansson as Poison Ivy, but in, on HBO Max, really? I think there's so many possibilities with the Reevesverse, and I can't wait to see what he does in Part 2. But I'm also looking forward to what other projects he does within the universe. If James Gunn allows it, if DC Studios let him continue the Matt Reeves verse of Batman, or the Batverse, as we all like to call it. And in terms of Merger Bro, I'm still a Merger Bro. I think if this film makes a gazillion, trillion, billion, dillion dollars, I don't know why you wouldn't have Robert Pattinson as your DCU Batman, and I'm sure Robert Pattinson would actually be up for it. He seems like a chill guy that would be really up for it. But let's get this, hopefully, trilogy out of the way and see what happens after that. But what do you think of this rumour, guys? What do you think of this information that's come out? Has it made you more excited for Part 2? Has it made you less excited for Part 2? Let me know in the comments below. Would love to talk about it. I'm game. I'm game for anything. It sounds like a very, very different Batman film with not just this information, but other information we've been hearing, possibly taking place more in Arkham Asylum. That'd be really interesting. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. So comment below. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it. I haven't done a video like this in a while, so it's really good to be back doing this for this film especially. But yeah, like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel for hopefully more videos like this about the Batman Part 2 and other DC and other geeky stuff. Would really, really appreciate it. But thanks so much for watching, and yeah, take care. Bye.